Okay, this is DragonofEternity and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, patch 7.0 MSQ, or Main Scenario Questline, or Main Story Questline. So, in the last video, we started going through the Pelu side of things. So, we've made a little bit of a trade, and we need to keep making that trade in order to get you a saddle to capture a wild alpaca. So let's see. Mablu's dream. Wuk Lamat steals herself for the ride to find your next trading partner. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. If I'm going to catch a wild alpaca after this, I can't be shying away from the tame ones. Not that I'm scared of them, you understand, or their nasty, disgusting, foul-smelling spit. Alright, Mablu. Ready to go? Then let's mount up. Begin the alpaca ride. Oh, it's automatic. And it's off to the mate fields we go. Please don't spit, please don't spit. You'll be fine, these ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. Alright, this is just free XP. You have a knack for riding no matter what you say. If had our alpaca friends, we Pelu would never have become travelling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Toral? I swear that mountain is too tall to be real. kozama'uka? Wasn't that the name? A forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take the long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the yak'tel. Oh, that's terrifying. So Mablu, you said that you were learning about the peddler profession. You don't care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. If I can help you buy the taming saddle, then it would be proof that I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. Hey, we're almost there. Miplu's Mate Garden. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Ikuvlo's inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Now perhaps you understand, I was an orphan too, you see. Tobley took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity, yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the Feat of Gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that, Wuk Lamat's away with people, and we should have no trouble making a favourable deal. That's Miplu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise, and let's get to bargaining. I still don't get the name of this place. Is it like Miplu's mate, like a friend? Or is it like Mate Garden? Like... Do I have to explain it? So how the balls are we getting to there? I wonder. It wouldn't be through there. No, that's the yak'tel? That might be it. Yeah, I still don't get how you get to the mountain. Let's see, my blue. Did you give the hatchet? Did you give the hatchet back to Wuk Lamat? We should let her do the talking. To what do I owe this honor? You have that little axe for me? Fine hatchet. A finely crafted hatchet you received in trade for a wool poncho, with 1 pearl in the thousands column. Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it. You're Miplu, the owner of these fields. I've a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, the third promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What have you on offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan. The razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. Ah, thanks for looking. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pearl in the thousands column, the same price as the hatchet. This deal would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Piplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way, a generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wuk Lamat. That is why I am prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair, given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. And how about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until corners reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, my blue. Marishan and I have mate together. Why is it called mate? Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. It'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Why is it called mate? If I Google mate, is it gonna bring up what I think it's gonna bring up? No, it's not. Mate or mate is a traditional South American caffeine-rich infused herbal drink. It's also known as chimarrão or cimarron or ka'e in Europe. Oh. Oh. Well, I feel dumb. It is made by soaking dried yerba mate. It's a plant species native to South America. Alright, knowledge goes a long way. Knowledge goes a really long bloody way. Here I was thinking it was something else. Did you say how Wuk Lamat came to my rescue there? She really is good to people. A branch of verdant mate leaves, which I know is a herb. Ay, ay, ay. So yeah, it's literally the mate garden. It's the mate that's the herb mate. English language is stupid. Uh-huh. So where's Wuk Lamat here? Oh, there she is. I wasn't sure Miplu would bite, but it goes to show that you never know until you try. A sizable pile of freshly harvested mate leaves. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, that's got to be a mount, surely. Hi, Miplu, here's your mate leaves. You brought me some leaves then. Yep, here's 5. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. Yeah, we brought our share as well. Thank you for it, promise. There's more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I am prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate. Bought at the shop. 1 sack of those leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it to a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Wait, so that was the equivalent of what? 500,000 gil? No, 400,000 gil for work. Bloody hell. Mamblue, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before. Even after everything Tobley's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Tobley to accept my decision then? Have you mentioned your plans to leave? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intentions. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Tural's peace and become Dawn Servant. Becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tobley held the same opinion, so talk to him. Talk to your adopted father. You're right, it's better to find out for sure than to worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value. Eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Fred, promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kona and Zaraljar? I mean, of course I am. I'm Wuk Lamat of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Angry face. Excellent trade. Fine hatchet for top grade mate leaves. Success, you traded a 1,000 pel hatchet for a 5,000 pel sack of top grade mate leaves. Lovely. Still haven't had a dungeon yet, have I? No. I've never been one to take it slow. Once I have a goal in mind, it's full speed ahead. That's who I am. A premium deal. Wuk Lamat has her eye on a jug of premium mezcal. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't want to risk proving Erenville's point. Right then, our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. And where's that? You want to tell me? Back to the teleporter. Alright. This music's so catchy. God, I can't click my fingers for shit. Uh-huh. Oof, the smell of mezcal is overpowering. The fumes alone are making me dizzy. We'll want to speak with a man by the name of Gobbly. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to people in the distillery, perhaps Wuk Lamat could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Alright. Babilja. Me? I'm a chef from Tuliolal. I often come here to buy Gobbly's mezcal, the finest in Tural, according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It'd be nice to have less potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. Alright. So maybe convince him to drink. Where am I going? Where? Okay, there's one. Sugli. Gobbly might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of sun perch. Alright. Is this on top of here? No? Oh, it's there. Hope it is. Raplu. There's not much I can say about Gobbly, but I can tell you what Gobbly's been saying. The other day he was muttering about monsters prowling around Agave Jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients, and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. Can't really bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. So I'm gonna have to throw in like a monster slaying bit of work there too. So what did you find out? We need to kill some monsters. Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. The deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobbly is working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You've gone ahead and I'll bring Wuk Lamat. Alright. I see where we're going. least I think this is where we're going. Yeah, it is. Hi, Gobbly. Your business with me, madam? Why don't we talk down below, as do not distract the alpaca from his work? Now, what's this about? Keep it brief, if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal. Assuming you have any on hand, that is. Aha, an excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have Pell, but we can offer a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal, just like that? Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Get him drunk. Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? The monsters in the field? Let's hold on to that one. We need to consider our timing. To taste for strong drink? Alright. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your loyal, regular customers, Hobigo Chief, or Bigo Chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Oh, you're right, absolutely right. I had noticed a glowing reluctance on the part of my Ubigo friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to kill the monsters causing them trouble? Not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumoured invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes, I must admit I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It'd be a great honour and opportunity, if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think our exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared. And first impressions last, you'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into the Volakshunsa. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments. This chance of a lifetime simply... It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments. What's that got to do with anything? Atterwood, are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing, an introduction to a weaver. His name is Balnock, and his works are highly regarded in Tuliolal. Oh. As a supporter of Wuk Lamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in a selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one which I should like to take full advantage, but the scales aren't quite balancing. Alright, bring out the monster culling. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in Agave Jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly, I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and introduction to a trusted reaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. Alright, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment and Marishna and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bolnock. The fields you're looking for are just north of Wachun Bello. Be safe. I might want to end it after this section. That might be a plan, actually. And then tomorrow I can start with the dungeon. I assume there's a dungeon. Yeah, I don't want to push myself too hard. The expansion's just come out after all. And plus I can do a little bit of exploring and just general stuff on my own. That should be a Cave Jaws just over there. This'll go fast if we split up. Come and find me once you've finished clearing out your share of the pests. Alright. Oh, it's those kind of pests. Alright. I'll be a nice guy. Why not? And that'd be nice in return. Lovely. Can we do a 2-for-1? Yeah, we can! Ah, you'll love to see it. The jump of happiness. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now if I could just have the sack of leaves. Give me a sec. Go on, give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. Finished already? Even harder than mercenaries would have taken longer. Top grade mate leaves. Large sack of premium mate leaves you received in trade for a fine hatchet. Oh. God, I misread that. Large sack of premium mate leaves. You received, in trade for a fine hatchet and investment of labour, with 5 pel in the 1000th column. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Your monster problem's been resolved, Master Gobbly. Here are the mate leaves and a written introduction to Bolnock, as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You're the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Excellent trade. Success, you traded a 5,000 pel sack of top-grade mate leaves for a 10,000 pel jug of premium mezcal. Lovely. Now what? Let load. Master Gobbly's praise makes me confident I can be a peddler after all. Well, a bit more confident than before at least. Wuk Lamat in the saddle. Wuk Lamat is ready to return to Havli. Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Yeah, you better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. Can you imagine if we dropped in and had to start all over again? Don't jinx it! Luckily, Havli's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. Wuk Lamat in the saddle. This was... I think they showed that off at a live letter, didn't they? Or at least how they had a change in how certain things worked. My price is final. Bring me a jug of premium mezcal or go bargain with another saddle maker. Bargain? Bargain. The Third Promise looks ready to trade the mezcal now. This is it, the trade we've been working towards. 3-year premium mezcal. The high-quality jug of mezcal you received in trade for premium mate leaves, an introductory letter, and the swift killing of hostile pests. With 10 pel in the thousands column. Phew, still in one piece. Right, time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, saddler. We brought your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing. A few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Although I'd sooner aid no claimant, but Zoral Jah, I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Balu Balu. The trade is a fair one, and I will craft your saddle, Third Promise. Great! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. Commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours! And to think we started with only 100 pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you're going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. Makes me so glad to hear you say that, Fit Promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. Yay. Success, you traded a 10,000 pel jug of premium mezcal for a taming saddle. This trading quest was absolutely daft. Uh-huh. Oh no, we're going to see Geralt with mezcal, aren't we? Probably. Whenever he's doing fab now. Right. Doubly in Erenville, I've been teaching us how to care for alpacas. One gentle girl ate the feed straight from my hand. Aww. I made the mistake of startling one and caught a glob of spittle for my trouble. I'm beginning to understand Wuk Lamat's aversion to the animals. You know that would happen. You've been away for some time. I assume trading was productive. Where's Alfie? Oh, Alfie's there. Where's Alfie? It looks like everyone's been pitching in with the alpacas. Let's tell them the good news. You've acquired the saddle then? Yes, and thanks in no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. I know, this is something I need to learn. So fluffy. Great sunken gods, I did it! He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit. As if he was completely accepting of Wuk Lamat's touch. That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. Is it alpaca piss? You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of you before, but you're actually kind of cute. Haha, you're only now noticing that? What was coming back there? So Aljai's back. Holy shit! Having done exactly what he set out to do, that... Is that a 50 million yield mount? It's gonna be. Alpaca he's brought. Is it just me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wuk Lamat. Aren't you supposed to be like neutral? Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Tyral can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tuliolal all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth have they basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy, but opportunity. So you're going to give all the younger generation PTSD? That's the plan? Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much needed lessons in the realities of conquest, and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. 'Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged for the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned, and the ruins it left behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. Now what does that make you? The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Gulal Jar did not elevate the Mamul Jar. Why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tuliolal, but the star in its entirety. Does it need to be done? What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Yeah, you do! Oh, well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even with Kona. It's like we're not even family. Damn. So much of our star has begun to embrace reconciliation and rebuild, and this would-be warlord would thrust us all back into turmoil? We cannot allow it to happen. Sir Al-Jar is willing to go to war for his twisted vision of peace, but should he have achieved the peace, then what? Well, then we've got the Omicrons. What kind of idiot thinks the world can be reunited with war? Even most Garleans have since realized that their conquests were a mistake. A golden alpaca in the flesh, like the Golden City, I thought them a children's tale. I could never agree with Zor Al-Jar. I want Tuliolal to be a land of peace, now and always. I'll ponder Zor Al-Jar and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing that feat of gold. I have my saddle. I practiced how to use it. So lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Orunkanka is northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Wuk Lamat off on a hunt. Still not turning. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about the time. If it goes over an hour, then it does. Not much I can do there. Wuk Lamat in a sandal. Cheer on Wuk Lamat. That is the step quest. Is that just... Yeah, that player was called Minecraft Girlfriend. Holy shit. Yeah, this is the step quest that they showed in the live letter. Alright, let's see. Gryle. Meblu's right. The least we can do is let Wuk Lamat know we're cheering for her. Zor Al-Jar may have caught his alpaca first, but that doesn't mean Wuk Lamat is out of the running. She can do this. Urunkanka has a steep and treacherous place, so only those the head ledger's blessings are permitted to go there. And well, I've never set foot beyond this point. The valley is said to be home to fiends far more ferocious even, than spitting alpacas. How deep do you think the valley is? I glanced over the edge on the way here, but the mist was too thick to even speculate. Oh. Okay. Yeah, and that's best, guys. So it's not just the weather. Alright, Wuk Lamat. I know I can do this. I know I can. Cheer on! Right, so, cheer. I forgot I had that voice.
Good luck there, Promise!
Oh, it's voiced. Lovely.
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wuk Lamat is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Tural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlayan. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking. And I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Wait. Do you hear that?
They did it.
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Well done, Third Promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
Oh, that was cute. We were out here for quite some time, but I'm glad Wuk Lamat was able to catch our alpaca, and Erenville choosing to share his story with us was a welcome surprise. Alphino was quick to lend a hand with dismantling the tent. Is this to be his new obsession, now that he's mastered collecting firewood? Uh-oh. Thanks to Alphino's healing touch, I can actually stand again. Maybe even walk. Wuk Lamat had no serious injuries to speak of, however, she had clearly been pushed to the very limits of her endurance. I spoke too much. If Wuk Lamat is up to it, we should be heading back to Tobli. I'm so relieved the Third Promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feet of gold. Cactar green, raptor blue, ice blue. Knowing the Palu Palu, that is the final quest line of this zone, isn't it? Probably. Alright. I think I'm going to be sorting that out next time. So yeah, I will be hopefully finishing up this part of the zone. And then with those two quest lines done, we should be maybe moving on to the first dungeon. Would be nice. So yeah, hopefully that can be sorted next time.